I'm Darren, I'm from Movie Reviews 101, and today we're going to get to part 2 of the watch list. Yes, that is correct, I have made it to 20 films already. As you saw in the first video, we made to 10, so now it obviously seems to make sense that we jump into number 11. And this is Pom 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 Pom. Well, that's gone terribly wrong, hasn't it? Usually I can't pronounce the actors, but this time I can't pronounce the actual bloody film. This is what I believe the last of all of the Ghibli movies I have seen. It's about a bunch of raccoons who are trying to fight back against humans taking their territory, and they can transform and do stuff. It's quite a lot of fun. It's not like the most enthralling of the Ghibli movies, but it works for what it's trying to do. I would recommend, if you're a Ghibli fan, this is going to be one you watch. It's not going to be one you forget, but it's not going to be one you put on first again. In at number 12 for the year, I went for a documentary, 20 Feet from Stardom, and this is the Oscar-winning best documentary, I think, maybe. Surprising, because I didn't enjoy it as much as I should have, but it follows the lives of the backup singers for all of the big names throughout music. So we look at Mick Jagger, Sting, even Michael Jackson, and it's quite interesting to see how these people have the singing talent, but they don't have the performance skills, so they can't go and do what Michael Jackson could do and wow an audience, and what the Rolling Stones do. And it's really good because these people were influential to some of the biggest songs people had, but in the end they just failed to break out to be their own single star. But if you like documentaries, this is one to try. I personally wasn't the biggest fan of it, but I'm not the biggest music person, so. Anyway, at lucky number 13, I watched Money Train with Woody Harrelson and Wesley Snipes. And this follows two foster brothers. Yeah, they're foster brothers who are both transit cops who have their own problems, and well, when one gets pushed too far, the other one's the only one that can save him. And this was great because Snipes and Harrison in the 90s were fantastic. You remember White Men Can't Jump? Brilliant. This has the same sort of chemistry between the two. The one thing I think this movie fails on is the fact that there isn't a true villain. It's just sort of two foster brothers, one swayed one way, the other one not letting him fall into that trap, and that's all that really happens. Yeah, hey, it's fun. There's a few jokes and you have a laugh. It's simple stuff. In at number 14 was The Fox and the Hound. Yes, I did a podcast on this a couple of months ago, and being the professional I was, I didn't watch the movie before the podcast, so I decided I'm going to change that this year. If you want to see the podcast, you'll have to head over to the Zombie Kitty podcast to hear what we discussed about The Fox and the Hound. But it's a nice little sweet Disney movie. I remember seeing it as a kid. I enjoyed it. I wanted to see it again. It wasn't quite as good as I remember, but I'm a lot older now. In at number 15 is one of my favourite films from 2017. That is Baby Driver. Yeah, I've seen Baby Driver before. I just felt like watching something I had seen and enjoyed. And I loved it again. It was so much good. That's so bad English. It was so much better even on the second viewing, because you see a little twist, you see the foreshadowing that Edgar Wright is so famous for doing. And I loved it. I just want to go and watch it again now, just to pick up on a little couple that I missed. And yeah, I can't recommend Baby Driver enough. It was easily in my top 10 of 2017. But we followed that up with number 16, which was going back a few years. We're going to say 5 years. We watched The Lone Ranger with Arnie Hammer and Johnny Depp. Yes, this is 2.5 hours of Gore Verbinski trying to capture his Pirates of the Caribbean magic, with Johnny Depp acting weird and Arnie Hammer being the straight-faced comic guy. Hey, it's a Disney action adventure. It's not as bad as people have told me. I'd never seen it before. It was fine. You had a bit of fun. You can forget Johnny Depp's weirdness because Arnie Hammer is actually quite good in this. I really did like him, and there's been a bit of talk about his career. This is actually a lot better than I thought I was expecting. I enjoyed it. William Finchner as a villain, always going to be buying and watching that. But at 2.5 hours long, it's a tiddly bit too long for anyone to really enjoy. In at number 17 is The Shape of Water. And my God, was this beautiful and fantastic and magical all at the same time. I could not believe how brilliant this movie is from Del Toro, about a mute girl who works at a secret government facility who falls in love with some form of creature man thing. And as they can't talk, they get used to sign language and stuff. And we have the government people trying to kill the monster and them wanting to have love. And yes, there's a very generic side of it. Michael Shannon is fantastic. Even Octavia Spencer and Richard Jenkins in the supporting role, great. Sally Hawkins, wow, this is her career best. Simple as that. And I honestly would like her to go and win that Oscar this year. Simple as that. So I really recommend Shape of Water. It is one, if I want to say it's going to crack the top 10 list with ease, probably my top 5 by the end of every 2017 movie. In at number 18 is Remember the Titans. This is the Denzel Washington run movie about a football team, an American football team, not proper football, in America that has to embrace having African American coach and players when they're trying to rid the league of just being a white man's sport. And he plays the coach that comes in to replace the successful coach, which causes tension. And he doesn't care what colour you are, as long as you commit to the team and you work for the team. It is a really inspirational sort of story for what was happening in the 70s, and is one of those sports dramas that is filled with the inspirational scenes and the winning. I know it's based on a true story, so you can't say it's fictional or anything, but hey, it has everything you need for a generically great sports biopic. So yeah, check that one out. In at number 19 was my last review, which is Craig Quit His Day Job. I enjoyed this comedy a lot. As I say many times, I'm not a big comedy fan. I have such a niche love of comedy. I just found this one to be one of the ones I really enjoyed the most. So I'm going to say, check out the review if you want to hear more. And finally, at number 20 is Out of Sight, the 1998 movie by Steven Soderbergh, starring George Clooney and Jennifer Lopez as a bank robber who has escaped from jail, falls in love with a US Marshal while trying to do his next heist. Yes. Oh wait, this is a practice run for Ocean's 11. It has the slickness, the style that you want and you see in the Ocean's 11 movies, with a few round edges. Just needs softening off for what we got then. Great colourful characters, this really works. Truly enjoyable. Sort of an 8 out of 10, 4 out of 5, you know. Typical. I enjoyed it, and it showed that Clooney was about to become a big breakout star, because he can hit that charisma-filled character well. And Jennifer Lopez can do the strong, policey figure. Yeah, so that is 11 to 20. Let me know which is the best on that list, which ones you've seen, and which ones you're going to go and look at now and see whether you like. I've been Darren, and that's it for this round. I am happy to announce that there's probably going to be some good reviews of very, very, very up-to-date movies, and I'm desperate for one I really hate to review, because, well, we can like movies, but we want to have a little crash and trash at some time. So that's going to be coming up in the next couple of weeks. I thank you all for watching, and I will be back in the future with more reviews, talks, and lists. But until then, I'm going to get back to the TV and see what else is on. Bye.